Going live. Just give me 1 second. Oops.
Restarting.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just posting stream links to a few groups, as I do every session. That's why I said give me 1 second. Are we all ready?
Okay.
Mike?
Oh, yes, intro. Hello. This is Pokemon D&D session
I put 20. I lost
20
count.
because we don't know how to count here. And we're going to tell you what happened last time, right after I opened my notebook, which is right in front of me. There we go. I have found it. Story time, children. All right. So, after we all got defeated on the SS Blue Jacket, um, Lexi started looking for the other people. She looked in the pool.
By the way, she was the only one that succeeded.
Oh yeah, she was the only one that won her um, duel. She found Lacus in the pool floating, and she rescued him very awkwardly. And then she went to the kitchen where she saw Cole by some green jello all tied up.
More so, she ate the green jello, saw me on the ceiling,
Then get
and
no.
then promptly fell asleep. Where I had to release myself.
Exactly. Perfect rescue technique. Sleeping in front of the kidnapped person. Awesome. And then, after Lacus got up, he didn't want to go to the kitchen. He wanted to go see the pipework in the engine room, where he sees smoke. And Billy, tied up to a wall. However, and there is a fire extinguisher next to him. And so, Lacus takes the fire extinguisher and puts out the fire, along with Billy, because there is probably another one. We're on a ship. Damn it. We discovered there's a hole in the engine, and we're very concerned. We have to talk to someone about it.
We already did talk to someone.
So we go to the captain, and Lacus starts to vomit. And then, because the captain was vomiting, and other people were vomiting, Lacus like railed into the captain, saying, this is how you run your ship. You're doing a horrible job. You need to do better." And for whatever reason, this vomit spewing captain decided to quit on the spot because he didn't want to be barbaded. No, what's the word I'm looking for? Roasted by this 10-year-old kid. And so he goes onto the life raft with Team Rocket, but Team Rocket they're not very nice, and so they kick him off the life
Because
raft.
he's throwing up still.
Yep, because he's still
Keep in
throwing up.
He left the ship to children to take care of.
Yes.
After one was just getting mad at him, which he could have just kicked the kid out of the room, but no.
And this is also a world that's basically run by children, anyways. Because there isn't that many adults.
Anyways, we learn that there's supposed to be a hole in the engine because the engine works via a fire Pokemon. And so we were like, oh, then I guess the engine's fine then. Okay. And then we get into the place where you steer on the bridge. And Lacus used his sailor knowledge because, if your dad is a sailor, you automatically know everything about how to sail. And
If you go with him for many, many years, and he ends up teaching you this.
anyways, we he rolls really well, and he somehow points us in the right direction, which is north. And we saw Team Rocket heading south. We don't know if they're lost or not. And then we see land and Pallet Town, and that's where we kind of get off. And we see the captain there too. He's there, kind of dicking around.
It didn't mention that he spent the whole rest of the trip trailing behind the ship in a life buoy.
Throwing up.
Wait, did that leave a trail for Team Rocket to follow?
We will see once they have their next session. Because his pet died, so he needed to be, or was sick and then passed away, so he needed a few weeks off.
Who?
David or Haas, the guy that Mike faced last time.
One of the Team Rocket people.
Cooler Jake.
What? I don't know what he said.
The other Jake.
Oh,
the in-game Jake.
Yeah, that's at the Cooler Jake. As a joke.
His pet bird passed away and was sick for a few weeks.
His pet what?
Bird.
Oh.
We were aware of it.
His name was Bird, or the pet was a bird?
Was a bird.
Oh, okay. Got it. That's cleared up.
They'll hopefully pick back up next week.
Now I'm just thinking of a cat named Bird, a dog named Cat, and a bird named Dog.
Mm-hmm.
What about a cat dog?
Oh, that's just Zoe.
Apparently you're a cat dog, Billy.
Oh.
No, I said Zoe,
Oh,
as in mine and Braden's dog.
I heard Billy. Okay, you guys make it, or do you guys do anything on the dock? It said to get off.
I'm gonna take a pee off the side of the dock. to mark my territory.
Is it possible to try and see if I can catch any water type Pokemon? Or
Like,
see any water type Pokemon
and
possibly?
Trick. Oh.
Yeah.
To add to my Pokemon list. Okay. I'm assuming that's a perception check.
Yep.
That is 15.
You see a bunch of water Pokemon far off in the distance. I really don't want to roll up anything new right now.
You see a lot of squirrel
That's
eating
safe-
the
that's
eating the
safe to
puke.
say. That's safe to say. Water in the distance.
So they're too far away for you to catch.
Yeah.
There we go.
As you're looking,
My piss scared him away.
give me a perception check, everybody. I don't think I did this yet.
Another one.
Perception.
Can I just like count my previous one?
No.
Damn it.
Kaylin, am I rolling for you?
If you want.
Signs point to.
Yeah, I can. It's probably really the
Thank
only
you.
rolling I'll be doing tonight. Because this is not really a battle session. Once we decide to go far enough, I do have it planned. What's your perception, Lexi?
And Caitlin, I will apologize. I had my phone across the room, so I haven't been seeing any of the texts.
It's fine. I don't have my page up. Give me a minute and I'll get it up.
I got a 15. Does that mean anything? Does that mean I win the prize?
I just need 320.
What?
Sorry, I had to use the bathroom. It's going to take more than a minute for my computer to load up, probably. But I'll try it.
I'll just say, you can see what I'm going to say, because you got the same thing Billy did. But it's natural. I assume you probably have like a +1 or a +2.
I think it's +5 for her.
I think she actually has the highest perception bonus.
Then you have a dirty 20. You can start hearing some cracking noises coming from your bag.
There's crack? Oh no.
And as starting out very small and then getting louder and louder. Then all of a sudden you see your bag just explode out. And there's a Munchlax.
Just mine or everybody's?
Yours. There's a Munchlax popping out of the bag.
And it's eating
Good.
all your food.
Can I hug it?
You can.
I do.
And nobody else, or hers was supposed to hatch before the ship, but I admit I forgot, and then when I did remember, I just decided to wait till after the ship. And everybody else's is close. I'll say that much.
Oh, that's right. Billy. He's off. Duck. Why aren't you guys peeing? You gotta mark your territory. This is land ho.
Boys, am I right?
Give me a stealth check.
Ooh, I rolled high. 17 plus
Wouldn't it be with disadvantage since he's trying to get other people to join him?
Dirty 20.
Yeah, disadvantage.
Nat 20. So dirty 20.
Of course.
Let's see.
Yeah, the one time I roll a nat 20, right?
How many NPCs are on the dock welcoming the passengers? Well, I'd say there's about 5 on the dock and 10 on the land outside the dock. So can't believe I'm gonna be rolling this many d20s.
I can't believe I rolled a dirty 20.
uh, I'll give them say +2. So one of them notices you. Out of 15 d20s, only one rolled uh, a 19.
Oh, alright.
Or two of them notice you because one of them was an 18.
One of them was a what?
18. So it matches.
Okay.
And one of them happens to be a police officer.
I don't care. What are you gonna do? I'm 10.
That's all you slap
Ankle's just standing off the side, just shielding her eyes from Billy, just like, I don't know him, I don't know him, I don't know him.
Ow, I'm pissing here.
And sure, Lacus, give me a perception check.
That is a 13.
You you recognize the police officer.
Okay. Is it aunt, niece, cousin,
It's a
grandma?
Not likely niece. I will say that.
it
It's
is
still a possibility.
neither.
It's your mom.
It's a Githner's eye. So unless if your family is the Gith family.
What's a gift?
But you never know. No.
We're talking D&D logic here.
Yeah.
What is a Gipper's eye?
You know Gith Yankee from Baldur's Gate, Caitlin?
No.
The lizard people. Lazel?
Lazel.
Mm.
It's her race.
Kind of.
It's like a offshoot of her race. It is a friend of your mom's.
Close enough.
Yeah. Hello.
Lacus, old boy, do you know this hooligan? As
Billy, are you done over there yet?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. I do know him. He can't use the bathroom on the ship for some reason. It seems.
I'm just marking my territory. We hit land.
we have porta potties right on the other side of the dock for a reason.
We hit land. You gotta pee out. You gotta pee where you land.
You aren't on land.
Yeah, well, I'm on the dock.
You're peeing into the water.
Yeah, I know.
That logic doesn't make sense.
I'm also 10. Uncle always told me you gotta mark your territory.
And Lacus, you know this as Uwera.
And then I start walking,
Uweya.
and I'm zipping up.
Weya?
Hey,
Uweya.
Uea.
Yeah.
Weya.
Uea.
Weya.
Uea Jenny.
That's why. Weya Jenny.
Purely for the joke.
So, what's our plan again for here?
I don't know. I thought the cop was talking to us.
I don't know. All I know is the cop is probably here to about your public indecency.
Yeah.
I'm just walking normal like nothing happened. I'm just here marking my territory and I just like walk past her like nothing happened.
So, wait. Do you think you could be kind enough as to let my friend go this one time around? Because he was being stupid, and I had no clue what he was doing until it was pointed out to me just now.
Give me a deception check.
I actually had no clue. He rolled in that one on his perception for.
I
Oh,
hope
no, that was.
we're
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought I was shitting instead, and this is way better.
Persuasion.
This show is for kids. Hooray!
I got a 10.
You fail.
Damn it. Well, I really had no clue.
Well, you guys were talking. I'm just walking with the rest of the people. I'm probably like 30 feet away by now.
Uweya doesn't notice and just looks around for you, confused.
He's even walking away. I don't point, but I just say it.
Yeah, Billy doesn't see this as a problem.
I hoped I rolled low on that, but that's too high.
I rolled a 15 on perception. Cole's going to point out Billy, though. Like, he's that way.
I'm walking to the Pokemart.
She follows you and grabs you.
Hey, get off me! What are you
As
grabbing?
that's happening, I say to Billy, I'm not Billy, Lacus, don't steal while we're in town.
Why do you say that in front of the goddamn cop?
I said it when the cop was walking away.
Still, cop. Don't say it around the cop.
I said it quietly.
Yeah. Goose did not. I'll just say that myself.
Hey, the officer then takes Billy away. We'll get to that later. Lexi, as you're walking off the dock, you notice a familiar face. It is your great-grandpa.
Grandpa Oak? Great Grandpa Oak?
What? Who? Oak where?
Wouldn't it be your grandpa? If you're... Oh no, niece. Yeah, it would be great grandpa.
Oak where? Professor Ware. Granted, he's probably in like his 80s at this point.
Hi, great grandpa.
Oh, Lexi, where did you pop up from?
Well, grandpa, when two people love each other very much,
Great God.
I thought you were helping your big brother, as he does quotation marks.
grandpa, I'm growing out of that. I know he's my uncle. I just say he's my brother because mom and dad love him more, and it's weird if they love him more and he's my uncle, not my brother.
Well, I assume you're finally here to do to follow in your uncle's footsteps, finally.
It's possible.
Oh, once that gets situated with your delinquent friend over there, come meet me at my lab.
Okay.
And Cole, in the audience, you happen to notice there is another Pokemon hybrid.
I don't know if you made it a boy or girl, to be fair, so.
Or no, this is not to do with like your family.
Okay. I had to double check.
I just made it just for the sake of this. It's a tiefling, or it's a human that a hybrid of a Tauros.
What? Is this hybrid is talking to who? Recognizes who?
It's basically a Minotaur, but Tauros.
Oh, okay.
It has one horn missing and one eye. Why, hello, look, he approaches you. Why, hello, looks like you're another bastard of a Pokemon, just like me.
Well, I wouldn't call myself a bastard.
It's, from what I hear, what our parents did is inhumane, so I call that bastardness.
Well, knowing Dad, I'm not even sure if he's human. I mean, seriously, I'm just one of 33.
One of 33. I'm like one of 100 in my family.
Well, he only got started fairly recently, so.
And I have about 100 of my own.
Like, my God.
I'm not there. I can't see any.
What brings you to Kanto?
Well, more so back to Kanto. I went over to help a different professor with some stuff on an island. And now that we've done that, I'm going to do my gym challenge.
Oh, so you're gonna also run into your good old father.
Good. Old. Yeah.
You aren't even questioning how he knows who your father is.
Like, I mean, how do you know who my father is? First of all, but at the same time, I'm not surprised.
He's a good old friend of mine. You look just like him. Good
I just
old...
look at my fur, just like nice squints. It's just like, oh, that's what.
I'm sure you'll find plenty of my offspring on your travels. Keep a lookout. They
Are they all Tauros like you?
no, my dad went all over the place, just like yours. It seemed at one point I could have sworn it was a cult. Just mention the name nowhere, and then they will look for the name nowhere. That's my family name.
Any relation to nobody?
Maybe like I said, I have 100 siblings. I don't remember.
Did anyone else? Did anyone catch that joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I missed it.
Do you know what that joke was referencing, Caitlin?
No.
The Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey.
Oh.
It's what Odysseus tricks the Cyclops with. He named himself Nobody. So when the Cyclops exclaimed, "Nobody's attacking me! Nobody's attacking me!" the other Cyclops didn't believe him. They thought literally.
They're like, all right.
I have no idea if that was intended by you, Jake, but either way, good job.
Nope, it was because this is
Nobody else is smart, okay?
this was randomly generated name.
Oh my god.
Oh, nice. With an N. Got it.
Nowhere Hoppit is the name. You should get going along to meeting with the professor. Have
Yeah,
a good
okay.
journey.
Gonna first have to bail someone out of jail. He exposed himself.
Oh, I'm aware. It was hard to not notice. He's the one that rolled. He's the one of the ones that noticed out of the 15. Okay, Billy, you get pulled into the police station. You get booked. Just it's just a simple. You're in jail for a day.
For a day. Hey, you gotta let me out. Why? I don't even know why I'm in here.
You're put in a cell with a Shadar Kai,
Shadar Kai.
shadow elf.
Okay. With got shut off. Peeing's not a crime. You can pee whenever you want. I don't understand. We landed, and I was always told by my Uncle Jet, what I name him? My Uncle Judd, that you gotta mark your territory when you land on a new place. Is this not a thing?
as or just barely, you can notice you can hear some music playing behind you, and you just hear a firebolt go right past your ear, just like the card. Hey,
Ow.
stop interrupting my music.
Uh, who are you? Why are you throwing fire at me? I didn't do anything. Maybe I'll pee it out. I don't know. Maybe it'll smell in here. You you want me to do that? I still got some left.
How about I just get us out of here?
Oh, that'd be sick. Wait, how do you plan on doing that?
Simple. Guard, I'm down here.
Let me roll a perception check. It's for my story.
Yep. Perception check.
In the trash can. They're low. It's plus 2, so I roll a 7.
What were you trying to perceive?
Cigarettes.
For what?
A box of cigarettes I used in the trash. It's for my story.
Okay.
I'll roll it again. There, 12.
Are you looking for a box of cigarettes or?
No, I'm just walking past, and I noticed this pack of cigarettes, used, of course. They're all used. It's like, hey, I know that brand of cigarettes. It's what my uncle used to smoke, or I suppose currently smokes all the time. Hey, it's a weird like flavor. Okay, we need to think of the name of a Pokemon cigarette. I was thinking Poke cigarettes, but I don't think that works.
Numal rather than Camel.
Big man cigarettes.
Numal.
It's a Numal pack. Oh, that's a rare kind that only he gets. Yeah, it's the Manly brand. Hey, officer, was there someone in here recently, maybe the past week or so or something? And I pull up a picture from my Pokedex of. Wait for it. This. I show him this. So if you guys go to the messaging, uh, for we just what we use for messaging on our phones, scroll to the very top. You notice the license.
Yeah.
Is this what the guy looked like?
The Shadar guide, as I was trying to say until you.
Oh, sorry.
uh, Possibly. It looks like a member of the hybrid cult we have in town.
What? Oh man, I've been looking for my. That's my uncle, Uncle Judd.
Wait, no, it's. Uh, I think he left on the ship you just came on.
Oh, what? I've been looking for him. He can't have gone.
But I'm the police chief.
Oh, hi, police chief.
I just like to sit here in a cell, play music all day.
Oh, I'm really confused. Oh well, dang it.
Or not police chief. Yeah, and I'm also a member of the. I haven't thought of a name yet. uh, looking around
Uh,
for
he,
inspiration.
Bunny,
glove, bottle,
bunny
Uh,
girl.
jug.
I'm a part of the Bunny Girl Corporation.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
As you notice, she also has bunny ears.
Wait, is it a guy part of the corporation?
Yeah, it's the dark shadow elf.
That makes it even better.
No, I think it's the Sharakai female.
uh, you shouldn't ask people that.
Well, he's not there.
No.
He's asking about the game.
Yeah. Uh,
Bunny girls don't discriminate.
and I'm non-binary. I don't go in any category. I hit random for gender for this character.
What? I don't understand what that means. My dad always said if you don't know the gender of something, you can kick you in the nuts.
I go either.
If it keels over, it's a boy. If it don't, it's a girl. Should we test it? I'm gonna like kick her in
Okay.
the nuts. I rolled a nat 18.
I didn't give them any AC or anything.
Well, it's just an unarmed strike kind of thing. So. It'll be 18 plus 3 because my strength is 3, so 21. So I assume I hit.
Yeah. But it seems ineffective.
Billy kicks in nuts, or Billy punches nuts or something. Yep, you're a girl.
Hi, my name is Tradus. And I like you actually had to test of what my gender was.
Well, you said you didn't know, so I figured it out for you. My daddy would be proud.
I'll let you go for now. You made me laugh.
Well, that's good. But,
That's not going to offend an entire community.
oh, okay. um, but you sure he went on the boat? Because he left and well he just left one day, and I was trying to find him doing this Pokemon journey thing, but dang, or maybe he jumped off. I don't know. He's very chaotic. He does like to do his own thing.
Yeah, he went to go find his nephew who was causing a lot of issues. The ship
Me?
that you just came off only goes 2 ways.
That'd be me and my brother Cletus. I think Cletus is looking for him too. Dad said the first one to find him gets a prize. I don't know what that means, but I want that prize. So if he went on that boat, dang, but I also got to do the gym things. Oh well. I'm sure there'll be other clues around, but that's his favorite kind of cigarettes, and no, it's really really harsh and smoky. No, nobody really likes it. But well, what's your name by the way?
Tradus.
Tradus.
Traedis. E.
Traedes. I can spell.
Uh, look for corporation around the island. Maybe they can help you out.
Yes.
And yes, we're all non-binary. Or we're bunny girls.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna go catch a Pokemon. Woo!
Hey, as you're about to leave, you notice Cole walking in.
Billy? I wasn't expecting you to be out so soon.
Oh, I was talking to this bunny lady, and she's a police chief, and um, I found traces of my uncle, and I pointed to the garbage can. Yeah, that's his favorite kind of cigarettes.
You don't happen to know Brock, do you?
Uh, that
No?
that horny scumbag.
Oh, you're talking.
Okay, that answers that question.
He hit on me about a year ago.
Oh my.
Nothing came of it, I hope.
Brock
No, I
on.
kicked him in the balls.
As he deserves.
Did he keel over?
That's my dad. I'm aware he deserves it.
Did he keel over?
No. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he threw up.
Yep, he's a boy.
And as you're conversing, Lacus walks in with the gift.
Oh, yeah.
So Brock is.
Wait.
Brock is.
Or you went to the lab, right,
Coles.
Lacus?
That's really weird.
Yes.
Uh, hey, Billy and Cole, is there anything else you want to do before we continue?
Not really.
Well, Pokemon if we can.
Tradus hears you and goes, you kind of need a license before you can start buying on this island.
A license? How much does that cost? I'm looking. I gotta look at my money. I was gonna go shopping at the Pokemart.
As you're asking, you hear a notification on your Pokedex. Oh, you have a Pokedex. That is your license. You just need to get it upgraded.
Oh, where the hell's my money? Did I spend it all?
Because in like the Pokemon anime, the Pokedex is like used as like a identification.
It says 1100, but it's. Oh, there it is. 2500. Okay. Yeah, I'm listening. Oh, so wait, how do I do that then?
You
Where do
go
I
to the professor.
Oh. Where's that? I'm pretty good with directions.
It's just about south from here.
South. Okay.
Give me a perception roll. You go in the completely opposite direction.
Okay. Let's go, Cole.
And as you do that, as you go forward, you start to step on the grass, and you just see a big projected image of Professor Oak saying, "Don't go on the grass until you have your Pokemon or your license."
Oh, yeah, right. Upgraded. New license.
Professor Oak, can I follow you? Professor Oak?
I thought I was with Cole.
Professor Oak?
Yeah,
Professor Oak?
it
I'm confused now. I thought
Professor Oak?
it just repeats the
Respond.
same image over and over.
Oh, so there's like a zone where it won't let me pass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
I've got 3 checks. 5, 6, and 5.
Yeah, you still
Uh,
think it's
where is he?
Is this on intelligence or perception?
intelligence. You
Yeah,
think,
6. Let me reiterate that. 6, 7, and 6.
you still think it's a phone call. You don't realize it's a recorded message.
There we go. Natural 19.
Hey,
After about like 5 minutes of trying to get him to respond to what I'm saying, I finally realized I look like an idiot.
okay, you then go south. You go into the Pokemon
First
lab.
time someone's called you that?
There is, and you find Lexi and Lakusler.
Whoa, where'd you guys come from?
Please say there wasn't a recording of what the hologram saw. Please say there wasn't a recording of what the hologram saw.
When two people love each other very much.
Go on. What? What happens? I'm 10. I'm oblivious to this.
As you're saying that, Professor Oak just there's a desk in front of him, and he just puts his arms on the desk, facing his hands, all curious. Come on, continue your story, please. I want to know the ending. I rolled his intelligence. It was a 6. He doesn't even know the birds and the bees, apparently.
That was a really bad story.
Or the
You can't just start a story like that and not do anything.
or the Pidgeys and the Combi. For a Pokemon version of Birds and the Bees.
The Pidgeys and the Beedrills.
Yeah, that too. I forgot Beedrill is a Pokemon.
Oh. Wait, do we get those Pokemon for free? I'd rather catch them. Oh, anyways, I want to get my Pokedex upgraded for the new license so I can go get some gym badges. How do I do that? And who are you?
Well, first of all, you have to pass the test. But we'll bypass that. I don't have it ready. I don't even remember any of the questions in my senile age.
Well, Professor Oak, you sent us to help on the Eevee Island.
Oh yeah, we came from the Eevee Island.
I thought that was the test.
What was the professor name on that island?
I don't even remember.
Professor
Evie or something.
Silver. Professor Silver.
Professor Silver.
And then Silverwood, Sylveon.
Yeah, Professor Silver sent us. He wants us to like do the Pokemon badges and stuff.
Oh,
And
so
I can't go without a license. So how do I get my license?
well, first you need a Pokemon.
I have like 5.
You got the Pokemon covered.
Oh, then that means you already have your badge or your license.
Well, yes, but we need our Pokédexes updated.
Uh, as you're sitting there arguing, one of the lab assistants comes over and helps him. Professor, yeah, I've told you this about 100 times. You need to click update on the Pokedex, but you keep saying no. Try again later.
Wait, there's a thing on my Pokedex that says upgrade? I like hand my Pokedex to the assistant and go, here, I want my own updated.
She updates it.
Alright.
Lexi, give me a perception check. I got it.
+5.
Hey, I was hoping it was gonna be lower, but you recognize this as your cousin. It, yeah. Oh, Lexi, what brings you to the island? Finally visiting your old great grandpa? After
That
years?
that and I'm working to own my own Pokemon nursery. So I'm learning everything I can about Pokemon.
Oh, so you must know what happens when a man loves a woman?
I know what happens when a man loves a woman, when a woman loves a woman, when a man loves a man, and everything in between.
Even if
Even a Pokemon?
a man loves a Gardevoir?
Wait,
We don't
that,
talk about that.
was that Toro's fella a Pokemon?
Yes. Or part. um, I hope you run into your sister or your mom at some point. She's been worried about you.
I don't believe that. She loves Uncle Gary more than she loves me.
He is the champion.
Wait, who's this Gary?
Yeah, I've heard it.
And as you're going through this in his senile age, Professor Oak goes, who's Gary? I don't know any Gary. I know a Green. I know a what's the mother? A Caleb. I know a Mike, but I've never heard of Gary before in our family.
And great grandpa, that's why you're my favorite.
I was trying to go with the whole. This is my grandson. Now, what's his name again?
Oh, Steve. Stevie, yeah.
You're the only person who doesn't love Gary more than me, great grandpa.
Well,
Does he have like dementia or something like
I have said multiple times senile.
Alzheimer's. It's for me.
because he's in like his 80s at this point.
Grandpa, did you get your pudding today?
Oh, pudding where? I want my pudding.
That way. That way.
I'm gonna follow the professor because I want the pudding.
Of course.
I'm a kid. I think there's some for me too.
He goes over and
Play shuffleboard?
yeah, he goes to play shuffleboard instead of grabbing pudding.
Hey, where's this pudding? I want some pudding.
Oh, pudding where? Then he goes over and
Billy, that's how they give him his pills.
then he goes over and starts to play chess.
Billy, that's how they trick him to take his pills.
Ew, I don't want pills. I want the pudding though.
Let's see if Billy's smart enough to understand that, or if he tries to eat the pudding filled with pills.
Well, in Billy's mind, you said it helps them eat pills, so I assume the pudding is pure, it's just pudding, and then they, have pills, I guess.
Now they hide
They hide the pills in the pudding.
roll a intelligence check to see.
Ooh, 9.
Above game, they gave my grandmother applesauce to help take her pills.
9.
9 plus 9 or 9?
9 plus 0.
You start to eat the pudding.
This pudding tastes pretty good.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
You get the shards.
Oh, I rolled really good. 19.
Hey, you're safe. You get a little unruly stomach.
Ugh.
You get the farts.
That pudding wasn't, it tasted good, but, my tummy is all, Well, that's weird. Alright. You can have you must buy the crappy kind of pudding.
Yeah, the generic.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be good
Pudding where?
What
Over
pudding?
there. I point to where it is.
Then he goes into the bathroom.
Oh, great grandpa. This is silly.
Hey, you have your Pokedexes updated. You get badge cases. And you get told to go to Pewter City.
The Pewter City?
Yep.
Pewter City. What's that?
Oh, cool. I'm gonna get all the badges so quick. Yeah.
Yeah, better not go easy on me.
Careful what you wish for.
Hey, are we wanting to continue a little longer or?
I'm back
Yeah,
on
let's
asleep,
continue.
actually.
Oh,
So I've had a long day. I've had a long day.
I'll just have it ready for next time.
Like, I'm sorry, but it's been a long ass day for me.
what? What,
I
Brady?
did it. Yeah, of course I ruined it for everyone by being tired.
I'm only partially joking. Don't worry.
Yeah, at least I asked.
Right. Yeah, better than you doing it and then realizing that I'm asleep.
Yeah, that was good. No, I kind of had I didn't tell anything about my story to Jake. I didn't know we were supposed to do that. That we're just improvising. But that's not bad.
No, it was more Brandon asking me questions. That's it.
You talked about like the Minotaur, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a story.
Oh, fireworks are going on.
No, I literally just randomized that. And he looks like a bull.
Oh, a bull. I think you said bowl.
And that's why I said, oh, he's part Tauros.
Mm-hmm. He is.
Jake, do you want to play Genshin?
Mike and I still have to do our review, but I can after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I'm still up, cool.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks, guys, for cheering me up. Have a good night, everyone.
I'll just have to take Mike home and go get gas first, but I should be done by 11.
Okay, if I'm still up playing, I probably will be with Greg.
Yeah, I'll
But
just
see.
I'll text you.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm sorry.
I love.
No worries.
Have a good night, Mike.
Bye.
And Jake, thanks for DMing.
You're welcome, and thank you for thanking me.
Of course, you deserve it.
And if I hadn't eaten before, we would have started at 9. I just got a sub on my break. That's why I had eaten.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Did it taste good?
Yeah. It was. It tasted like it usually does.
Good.
Like
All right. Talk to you later.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Bye.
This time I have a picture with one of the Gundam references.
Okay. Whatever you say. Hey, hey, hey.
You ready?
Yeah.
Just hit in for the intro. Hello and welcome to DervDerp and Friends Reviews. I'm DervDerp.
I am Ski Nerd.
Today we're doing the last 4 episodes of Great Teacher Onizuka, which was episodes 40, 41, 42, and 43.
Buckle up, because these last 4 episodes were fucking awesome. At least in my opinion. It's definitely a conclusion to a story arc. And starts off in Okinawa. We're still in Okinawa. And so episode 40.
Starts out with Uehara Ranko dreaming about going on a walk at the beach with Yoshikawa.
Yep. And she wakes up and it turns into like a soap opera kind of thing. But it's just like, I've always loved you. You have? Oh my god, why are you saying this here? And it's just like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like either of them. But it turns out she wakes up from a dream and Onizuka is recording this. And she's like, what are you doing in my room? You're not supposed to record someone underage like me. Like, what the hell are you doing? And he's just like, ha 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 ha, I got that. So that was good.
Then it cues to the vice principal just going on a giant rant about him needing a life.
Yep. He's in his hospital bed because he was got caught in that fishing net, and he was reflecting on his life. He's just like, I got no, like, during the week, I'm doing stuff. On Sundays, I golf just for social reasons, and then if I do sleep in, my wife will take a vacuum cleaner and suck my face with it, and he never has time for himself, um, and so that was like a really cool moment. I think he does more. I wrote so many notes for this one. Oh, right. Anyways.
It goes back to him throughout the whole episode.
Yeah, it goes back and forth. Yeah.
And then it goes to them back on the beach with Anko and the rest of the bitch squad talking. And Anko gets hit by a volleyball.
Yep. And then immediately, even though it was Onizuka that did it, immediately they blame Yoshikawa. They're like, "Oh man, my drink spilled. You gotta get me a new drink. What flavor do you want? What flavor do you want?" And this time, Anko is like, "No, no, we shouldn't get him in trouble because she likes him now." And he because Yoshikawa's about to like go do it, and then she's like, "No, no, don't do it." So he goes off to play volleyball, and they get like they're like, "Oh, that's a good plan. What should we do next to him? Oh yeah, we should take all his stuff. That'll be really funny. He might go crazy again." And she's like, "No, no, don't do that either." And then they suggest something else. I can't remember what it is. And she's like, "No, no, don't do that either." And they're like, "Wait a minute. Why are you not doing these? Why do you not want to do these things? Do you have like feelings for like Yoshikawa?" And she's like, "No, no." She's like denying it. She's like trying to make up excuses because she doesn't want to like ruin his day because he's a hero to her. Boom. And I think they were talking about boy trouble or boy problems, and they're like, "Oh, how do we talk to this boy? How do we talk to this boy? Blah blah blah." Then it cuts to they're in a shop. Everybody's in a shop or whatever, and they're buying star sand. And Anko finds these two. It's like star sand is like a love wish kind of thing.
Wishing sand is what they call it in the dub.
Okay.
Magical wishing sand.
Yeah. In the Japanese version, they just star sand. I guess that's the official name. I don't know. I've never heard of it before.
I guess magical wishing sand sounded better to the English audience.
Yeah. Well, they eventually they kind of explain it what it is. They're like, "Oh yeah, you buy this and you make a wish on it and your love interest will come true or whatever." And so they're all the girls are like, "Oh, we should buy this star sand." And me, I'm like that's fucking so stupid. Stop it. But they are like 14, so it makes sense. Um, and Anko finds two like broken heart pieces that you take two and you put them together or whatever. And she found her name and she found Yoshikawa's name. She put it in and she's like, "What am I doing? Oh, he's a loser. Oh, I can't like him. Blah blah blah." And then it cuts to a scene where a girl is talking to a much shorter girl, and she's like, "Yeah, you got to take this. You got to get this sand. You got to tell him your feelings." And then the girl smiles, and it's one of those weird teeth people, and I was just like, "Oh my god, what is going on?" They brought that back. Um, and then it cuts to the vice principal again, and this girl walks in, Megumi Asakura.
He's also spending the whole time lamenting that he's supposed to be on vacation and he's spending his whole last day on vacation in his pajamas in a hospital.
Yep. And see what I wrote down.
And he goes on another big rant about blaming Onizuka for his fishing accident.
Yeah, he's blaming Onizuka, and then this girl walks in, Megumi Asakura, and she's just like, "Oh, hello,
And he
I
even
am Megumi." or she walks in. She's like, "Oh, has anyone visited you?" And she has like flowers. She puts them in a vase, and he's like, "Oh, who are you?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm Megumi. I'm from class 4." He's like class 4. That's Onizuka's class. Oh my god. Oh
But
my god, Onizuka did this.
yeah,
Oh,
that was one of the funniest.
yeah.
Because then she
He's like
bends over.
he's like, "Oh, she's an assassin. She must be an assassin."
Then she bends over, showing him his butt or her butt,
Yeah.
and he blames Onizuka for getting horny.
Yeah, he's like, "This is a sex trap. I know it." And then Anko is in the shower. She's showering, and she's like thinking about Yoshikawa, and she comes out in her towel, and Yoshikawa's just in the main room there. He's not in the bathroom. He's in the main room. Remember? And she comes out and she starts screaming. She's like, "Oh my god, what are you doing? You need to get out, get out, get out!" And then he starts to leave the front door because he didn't know that she was showering. And the two other roommates are there like, "Oh, sorry, we're interrupting." And we need to close the door. She's like, "No, this is a misunderstanding. You need to get out. This is bad." And then let's see. Oh, and then later on, uh, Onizuka is recording her again with a tape. Um, I think this was right after,
Yeah.
right? Because she walks in like the back of the room, I guess, and he's recording her with a mask on. He's just standing there. She's like, "Why are you recording me? This is horrible." He's like, and she's like,
Not
"Oh,
only that, but wasn't it a mask of Yoshikawa?
yeah, it was." And then Onizuka know that she likes Yoshikawa, and she's like, "What? How do you know that?" And he like plays the video for her of her dreaming, and like before she wakes up, she's yelling
And moaning and
Yoshikawa's
yelling.
name. It's like, "Yoshikawa, I'm not ready for you. Oh my god, blah blah blah." And so she's really embarrassed, and he explains to her, "Hey, you're not honest with your feelings. You need to be honest with your feelings. You like them, but you don't want to say it."
And the camera he's using is the vice principal's, of course.
Yep. And then she throws it on the ground. She's like, "Oh my god, that costs like 140 something thousand yen." Oh, good thing it's the vice principal's. That was good. Um, and then he says, "Oh, you're a person who can't fall in love because, quote, you're a brat who's afraid to get hurt can't love someone." That's what he says to her, and that kind of like is getting the wheels turning in her brain just a little bit, not completely, but just a little bit. Like, oh shit, and then you're kind of reflecting yourself, and you're like, oh my god, where did these wise words come? Where are they coming from, Onizuka? Anyways, um, and then it cuts back to the vice principal, and Megumi tells her sunflower story. She was saying how she adores the principal and she admires him because there was one day she was like a transfer student and she was sitting by a patch of sunflowers, and the principal told her like sunflowers are called sunflowers because as the day goes on, the sunflowers follow the sun. So when it's in the west, they're facing west. When it's in the east, they're facing east, basically. And he basically said, that's how people are. You need to follow like your dreams, and you need to be confident in yourself, kind of story. And she's mentioning that like, oh, your story gave me courage, and I'm very thankful, and I want to be a teacher when I grow up so I could give other kids courage.
I wasn't trying to distract you.
I was like, it is? Oh shit, it is. Uh, looking at the meme. It's half the year's over, by the way. And so that was a really good story. And then, she leaves, and then the vice principal um, is doing some realization and reflecting, and he says to himself that he's bad because he can't trust others, because he can't trust Onizuka. He's blaming Onizuka for things. He's blaming the students for things. If something goes wrong, he gets in a bad mood. You know, when his Cresta gets stomped on 800 times.
Stomped on, it crashed, fallen on,
Uh, rolled down a
submerged,
hill backwards on
stolen by biker gang.
Yeah. all this stuff, and he reflects on it, and then Onizuka, like, I don't know, Fuyusuki comes in, she starts talking to the principal, and he's like, I'm feeling good, I'm gonna go out and help these kids, blah blah blah, and Onizuka, like, kicks down the door onto the vice principal, and she's like, oh, the vice principal, oh, no time for him, I don't even know where he is. And he's like standing on the door, and the principal's underneath after he comes to this epiphany, and he's like, "Oh, we need to get ready for something." And then he, like, next scene, he's banging on stuff, making noise. He's like, "All right, class, get into your swimsuits. We're gonna do a special event. It's the last day on Okinawa. It's got to be magical." Blah blah blah. So that's the end of episode 40. And I wrote in my notes, episode is deep. Vice principal remembers his pure motivations, like to be a teacher and to teach, and that's where he gets his inspiration from. Like, his he kind of, after years and years and years, you start to forget why you're there, especially when you get up to higher, like, positions, stuff like that. You got to remember your roots. A lot of people forget their roots. It's hard to do that. Anyways, episode 41. Onizuka swimsuits. Everybody get into their swimsuit. Um, and he wants all the kids to come to this abandoned building, and he tells them a story like, oh, this building went bankrupt, and the owner put himself on fire, and there was like a shadow of a figure or whatever that looked like ash. I don't know if that was true, but started to scare the kids, and he goes up to Mariah and is just like, being scared is a good way, and if you're in your swimsuits, you have more skin on skin contact. Because he scares Fuyutsuki, and she's like, goes up to him and is like, oh my god, I'm so scared. Anyways, where is
He
it?
pairs them back in groups. Anko and Yoshikawa,
Are the first ones on the list. And
Urumi, and the Gundam nerds.
yep, Arumi, the 200 IQ girl, is still stuck with those fucking nerds, and she's like, she continues to say, I don't know what they're saying.
And they go on a huge rant that her and her swimsuit reminds her of one character from Gundam.
Yep,
Saya.
Saya.
Yeah. I,
And it was Sarah with an S.
it's funny because I wrote more notes on the Gundam first. That's the one part where I decided I'm gonna just find a picture of the character and put it on.
Yeah.
When we do Tokyo Revengers, like with the character index, I decided I'm gonna put also pictures of each character
Oh, that's helpful. Yeah, that makes sense.
just to make it easier for you
Yeah.
to associate them.
That's nice.
Because there's a lot of characters in Tokyo Revengers.
Oh, you told me many times. I'm well aware. Anyways, so there's a test of courage, and their goal is to write their names in a notebook so that's somewhere in the building. And Mirai and his gang and Fuyutsuki are there. They're like, hey, we don't have partners. He's like, oh, you guys get to do the fun part. You get to go around dressing up and scaring people. Abandoned building, kawaii, scary 200 nerds, scare others. Oh, and then the first thing that Anko and Yoshikawa see is someone on a motorcycle that's headless.
And bloody.
And, yes, and bloody. And Anko is absolutely terrified. She's like, "Oh my god, he has no head! Oh my god, it's a ghost!" And then Yoshikawa's just like calm, and she's like bumps into him, and he's like, "That's obviously Onizuka. Like his head's too tall. Like what are you doing?" And she starts like blaming him. I was like, "How dare you knock me over?" And he was like, "I was just standing here. You're the one who knocked me over." He's like, "How did?" She's like, "How dare you knock me over?" Blah 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 blah. Doing her non-accountable thing. Anyways, Headless Rider. Oh, and then if you guys, what was that? What's that movie with the 7 days?
The Ring.
The Ring. Oh yeah.
Sadako is the they do a parody with the Urumi and the Gundam nerds find an abandoned TV in the hallway, and it starts playing
They put the tape in, starts playing.
the footage from the Rain movie.
Yeah, basically. And they're watching it, and some like dead witch girl comes out and scares them. And like in the movie, it says
Sadako.
Sadako.
Yep.
And it's just
Or Sadako's the Japanese.
it's
Japanese name.
Fuyusuki dressed up as this thing, and she scares them. She's like, "Oh, I could get used to the scaring thing." And she turns around, she sees a super scary face. She's like, "Oh my god!" I think she passes out. Yeah, because we see her later, and she's just like on the ground, passed out.
Then it goes through a few, like a quick draw of a few other scares.
Yep.
That like they do the thin monster, man dog.
Oh, yeah.
The thin monster, and that's all I put. I know there's at least one more.
Yeah, that was one where Anko was laughing at him. She was laughing at all that stuff because it didn't scare her at all. Anyways, so next we see Kikuchi and one of the Miyabi minion girls. They get to the notebook because, of course, they find it like super quick, and they're talking. And Kikuchi like asked her, he's like, "Hey, pretty much everyone is on Onizuka's side, and I don't know why you're still on Miyabi's side. That doesn't make any sense." And she's like, "Well, Miyabi's I can't abandon Miyabi. Like she's my friend, so um, she has to stick by her, just to be on her side, because she still has her problem with teachers and stuff like that." And he's like, "Oh, okay, so it's
more on that later.
Yeah,
Next
it's kind
episode.
of foreshadowing. And then I put Uncle laughs at the scary things like the man dog, and she's just like, "Oh, it was one of Murai's friends."
And the thin monster.
Yeah, I can't remember the other one, but she was laughing at like all four of
It
these
was
things.
just like another girl.
And then like Onizuka was in this suit that looked like a bug or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's the Thin Monster.
Oh, that's the thing monster. Okay. Let's see.
From the movie The Thin.
Wow. Uncle Lasker.
I don't know what the man dog was from. But
Oh, and then these bullies or thugs or whatever, they put a sign down. They obviously and leads them through the cane fields where they see the scary things, and they keep walking, and all of a sudden they run into this gang, 4 people, and they're like, "Oh, hey, you're looking pretty fine, girl. Yeah, you shouldn't be with that loser. You should be with us. Yeah, we can dance all night." It's like, "Hey," and they're like, "Hey, boss," and so they're like obviously thugs, right? They're not part of the school group. These guys are like flirting, trying to flirt with her, like, "Hey, you shouldn't be with this loser guy." Blah blah blah, and scary. I need to find out where my notes are. Oh, bullies want to, and they want to quote unquote have fun with Anko, and so Yoshikawa starts fighting them, and immediately gets knocked out. And as he's knocked out, Anko
steps up and
she's like, "No, I don't want to be with you. I want to be with
Yoshikawa.
Yoshikawa." And so basically, she confesses her love by stating Yoshikawa's flaws. Like, he's a loser. He's too short. Um, he gets bullied by girls. His grades aren't very good. He's not very strong. He's just got KO'd with one punch.
Basically, the only thing he's good at is video games.
Yeah, pretty much. And we find out that as she's saying all this stuff, um, Onizuka takes off his mask, and he's just like, "Oh, thank you. You just said how much you like Yoshikawa. You finally confessed your feelings." And we find out it's Mirai and his gang, which are the other ones. And
Then Yoshikawa wakes up and throws a boulder at
he
Onizuka's head.
he takes a rock to Onizuka's head, and the other guys are like, "No, it's Onizuka. It's just a trick. It's just a trick." And then Onizuka's like, "I'm gonna show this to the school." She's like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be a horrible thing. Oh my god, this is like the end of the world. Blah 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 blah." He's like, you like him, blah blah. Yes, I do like him. Okay, blah blah blah. And then Onizuka gives her the tape, and says, you use this to remember to be honest with your feelings. And then she gets converted to Onizuka's side, basically, and then they're all like kind of hanging out, and I think they're, what's that thing called where they have the grill out, and you cook it there with vegetables. They have it like inside. I can't talk something. It's like a barbecue, basically, above a fire, and one of the Gundam people is like about to take one, and I think it was the 200 IQ girl. She's like, "No, what are you doing? It's not ready yet. It's still raw." He's like, "Oh," and then Onizuka comes from the ocean carrying a sea turtle, and he's like,
That's not it.
"Oh, okay." He's carrying a sea turtle. He's like, "Hey, we should cook this," and all of a sudden,
Hibachi.
Hibachi?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a hibachi. So they're cooking food out there.
I was just trying to remember because there's one here, Kyoto, Hibachi Bar and Grill. I was trying to remember what's the one that's here in
I want to go there for my birthday, maybe.
here where we live.
Yeah,
I almost said where we live.
Yeah. Yeah, don't say that. And so Onizuka wants to cook the sea turtle, and students are like, "No, you can't cook that sea turtle. It's like protected or whatever." He's like, "Oh, but I want to. Oh man." So that's the end of episode 41. So that's the last day of Okinawa. So in episode 42, excuse me, it gets really good. It gets amazing. This is so good.
This is the final
They knew it. They knew they were
Queen Bitch episode.
Yep, this is all about Minabe. All about Minabe, the Queen Bitch. So we start off with Miyabi confronting some random guy, telling her that, "Oh, my friend was pregnant and committed suicide. All thanks to you." Blah blah blah. And she takes out a knife, and something happens, and the guy gets stabbed. Um, and she runs away. And at first I was like, "Was that Miyabi? No, it couldn't have been Miyabi." But this is where we learn why she hates teachers and why the whole class doesn't trust teachers. Because Miyabi was the one that was most affected by this teacher and what he did. So they learned that this teacher who got attacked was their previous teacher. It was their teacher from last year. Yeah. And we know that at that time, we know that he betrayed the class, and the kids don't trust teachers, and that after that, the kids were into torturing their teachers, basically. let's see. So we learned that the stabbed teacher, his name is Saito.
I forgot I didn't write any notes for the
Yeah.
last day.
That's fine. His name is Saito. I didn't. When I was doing this, I was like, I don't even want to write his name down because what he did. But anyway, so the stab teacher makes it easier. Stab teacher was in a relationship with one of the students, and if you think about it, okay, the teacher at the time was 24, and so she would have been like 13, 14. Very like red flag, very red flag, very red flag, especially in our culture. Um,
And also 20 or 30 years later. Or 20,
oh yeah, yeah. This is in the late
97.
99 it came out, right?
97 or 99.
Yeah, 99 2000 I think it was. Pretty sure it was 99. That's what it said. Anyways, so this student that he was in a relationship with was Miyabi's friend, and her name the friend is her name is Mizuki
99.
Yokoyama, and we learned that Mizuki Yokoyama committed suicide.
Or 98 for the anime. Live action was 99.
Okay, cool. Um, and that the teacher resigned, but as he did so, he denied that there was any relationship, which was strange, and which started the terrorizing of teachers. And then, you know, there's rumors going around that it was Miyabi because Miyabi's not coming to class, and they said it was a girl that ran from the scene, and so they're like, oh, it's got to be Miyabi, and so Kikuchi and everyone else starts investigating. Uh, and we learn through the episode that the teacher, uh, Saito, wanted a relationship with uh, the student, so it wasn't like forced. It was they both fell in love with each other. Um, However, the Board of Education, their credibility would have been ruined if their relationship went public. So we learned that he basically was forced to resign um, and was transferred to a different school. Um, and the only reason Miyabi like confronted him was because she found out that he was teaching, and everybody thought that he resigned and wasn't teaching again. So she found him and blah blah blah. And then we learned that this girl, Mizuki Yokoyama, was pregnant, and um, Miyabi wants revenge on the school board as well. And so they realized that Miyabi was smart enough to go after the school board, um, as well, because she blames not only the teacher but the school board for her friend committing suicide. And so she goes to like a parking area, and she starts talking to him. She's like, "Oh, do you remember this girl? Yeah, she was my friend." Blah blah blah. And she pulls out a knife, and she's about to stab him, but he's like trying to get away. And then Onizuka comes in the nick of time on his motorcycle and says, "This is my student. You need to get away from her right now." And he's like, "Oh, I'm on the you're a teacher. Oh, I'm on the board of education. You're gonna be fired for this." He's like, "I don't care. Come after me, bro." Uh, and so he takes Miyabi like on the he's like, "Miyabi, you need to get on the motorcycle right now. Like we need to go." And so Onizuka takes Miyabi back to the corrupt police guy, and so they're both sitting in a cell together, and he's trying to like ask questions and stuff like that. Um, and on the other hand, the board, and he's asking, he's like, why did you stab the teacher? Did you stab him? And she didn't acknowledge anything. She just stayed quiet. And we find out that the board wants Onizuka fired and Miyabi arrested.
Can you?
Oh, fireworks.
Just so everybody knows, because I do see it's getting picked up by the mic. There are fireworks going off, so that's the booming noises.
Yeah, it's not the bathroom where someone's taking a dump.
Because it's being picked up by the mic. That's why I asked, can you please stop?
It's
going?
explosive diarrhea in the other room. Don't worry about it.
That's
it
why
smells.
I asked you to pause, just so I could see if it was being picked up by the mic.
Okay, that's fine. Um, uh, and yeah, so basically, the board goes to the school and they're like, hey, we want Onizuka fired and Miyabi arrested. And the chairwoman is like, well, we don't know where they're at. And they're like, you need to fire him and find her by tomorrow, or else we're going to take your license away and the school will be shut down. And that's the end of episode 42 and 43.
The
The
finale.
climax. The amazing climax. The explosion of awesomeness that is yet to come. So at the beginning of the episode, the stabbed teacher, we find out the stabbed teacher was unaware of Mizuki's pregnancy
Yep.
and the fact that she committed suicide. Totally unaware. The only time when he found out about it was when Miyabi confronted him and had the knife and he got stabbed or whatever. And it's the Board of Education's decision that led to the suicide, and it was covered up. There was another reason why Miyabi is pissed off at the board is because when she committed suicide, it was in none of the papers, and she felt betrayed by all these adults, by the teacher who resigned and didn't do anything, and by the Board of Education. And so she's like, I don't believe adults, blah blah blah. I don't believe them.
Very understandable.
Yeah, and it explains a lot.
Why she is treating Onizuka so horribly.
And like throughout the whole like series, as Onizuka is saving people, rescuing people, you kind of start like you're like, oh shit, she's in, like, the other kids were in trouble, but she's in major trouble. She needs the most help. So when she's about to stab this guy, Onizuka did the right thing and just got her the fuck out of there. And like, no, this is my student. You can fuck off, Mr. Board Member. I don't give a shit. And he's like, oh, you're gonna be fired. He's like, come at me, bro. That was so like great and awesome to see. And like you're like cheering for it, like all this build up throughout the entire series, all these 40 some episodes, and
43.
Yeah, well, 42, and then now 43 comes up to this crescendo of like, yeah, come on, Onizuka, you gotta make it. You can't let her down. Anyways, and then all the teachers are having a meeting with the chairwoman, and she says, we are professionals of the sacred vocation. And a lot of people are like, oh shit. Well, so basically what that means is that the students are more important than their jobs and the school getting shut down, basically. Because there wouldn't be a board without students. There wouldn't be a school and teachers without students. Those institutions are for the students to learn and to teach them and to protect them and all that stuff. And So basically, her plan is to go against the board and to have courage to go against these people that have um, power over them. Anyways, so yeah, there's a there's a scene when Tomoko is um, in the office and Onizuka is calling her agent, and he's like, "I need you to do this. I need you to do this." He's like, "But we're just a small like company." He's like, "No, you need to do this," and we don't know what's happening, but she's like talking to this other guy in the background, and they're like, "Oh, this you smell like tobacco. Oh, it smells really gross. That's a really bad habit. Here, let me get the smell out." So she opens the window, and the wind comes in and blows all the papers away. Just a typical Tomoko moment, like, that's funny. And she's like, "Oh, let me help you," and the guy's like, "No, no, no, I've got it." Because if you have a person like that, I've dealt with people like that in the past, and it's like, "No, no, you go over there in the corner. We'll clean it up. Because if you try to clean it up, you'll just make it worse." Anyways, at this moment, Kikuchi attacks the hospital. He's looking for any kind of records on the girl who committed suicide, and he can't find anything. However, Yoshikawa finds um, Saito's homepage. Let's see. Oh, I wrote down chairwoman equals badass, stands up to board, and then Saito's homepage. Um, we find out that Saito, he didn't betray the students. He wasn't, because he was not aware that the girl committed suicide and stuff like that. Um, he resigned, and then the board kind of did a cover up thing. Let's see. And then there's the meeting with the board members and the staff of the school, and the vice president spits fire at the board member. It's so great to watch. Like, um, and he turns it on them that they are the criminals for letting this girl die, and you fired him, had him resign, and now she killed herself. So you're guilty of 3 crimes. You're guilty of the baby. You're guilty of the girl, and you're guilty of this teacher. Blah blah blah. And the board is like no, you have to do what we say, or else we're gonna shut you down. We have the power. You have no evidence that we did anything with the girl, that we had anything to do with that suicide, and there was no cover up or anything. There's no evidence of that. And yeah, organization exists for the students. For the students, blah. Um, and then magically Onizuka appears, and he's like, "Hello, I'm Onizuka," and they're like, "Oh, that's the man we need to fire. You're gonna be fired." And they're like, "Oh, Onizuka." Fuyutsuka's like, "Oh, Onizuka. Oh my god. Oh my god. Uh, what are we gonna do?" And he's like, "Oh, don't worry. I got a plan. They should be here any minute." And so then all these like press people come in, and they're asking questions to the board. They're like, "Is it true that this girl committed suicide under your watch, and are you going to take responsibility for it?" And then in order to protect Miyabi, uh, Onizuka admits to stabbing the the teacher to protect her, protect Miyabi, and everybody's surprised at this, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to jail." And Miyabi's like, he's like, "Wait, did you do this for me?" He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And she starts crying. She's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Because finally someone has stood up for her. Um, and then the lies of the board get exposed on TV, and then um, what puts the final dagger is that the guy who was in critical condition, he wakes up, so he's able to tell the story of what happened and stuff like that. So we don't know what happens to the board because the episode kind of ends where Onizuka gets arrested. He's about to step into a car, and he starts running away. And then like 2 months later, it's like Fuyutsuki is like on the roof, and she's staring, and the chairwoman comes. She's like, "Oh, what are you staring at? What are you out here for?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just thinking about Onizuka." He's like, "Oh, you want him to come back, huh? Because you like him." And she's like, "Oh, don't worry. As long as you're here, he'll come back." And like 2 months later, he's on a motorcycle, and at the very end, you goes through all the credits. At the very end, he's like, "Hi, I'm GTO," and all the kids in the class are like, "What?" They're like, "I'm great teacher Onizuka." So he goes off to a different place, and he wants to teach all over again, and just help more people. And it ends. It's so great that. 14 out of 10. That's what I gotta say. It was so awesome. It was so great. Especially the ending, the build up, and him getting the Anko and Yoshikawa together, and then finally helping Miyabi in his own way, even taking the blame for the stabbing, even though he obviously wasn't there and didn't do it. Um, but then runs away from the cops because he doesn't want to get arrested. Nah, who would have thought? So, yeah, that was a great ending, great show, especially getting all the kids on his side, and now all these kids want to help and stuff like that. That's like really cool. He's just like a down to earth guy that wants to help, and he just inspires people around you. Like if I was a principal of a school, I would tell any teacher I was hiring, I was like, if you want to teach here, you need to watch this show. You need to watch Great Teacher Onizuka, because it's helped me be more calm, especially on people who are having trouble. It's like, oh, maybe they're not mad at me. Maybe they're mad at something that happened, and then you gotta ask, and you gotta do your thing. You gotta punch some people. You gotta sometimes you gotta string them up. Sometimes you gotta be pervy. You know, you gotta look at
Look up girls' skirts.
skimpy magazines with a bunch of other boys who are underage.
Or look up
you
girls' skirts
you gotta
up
pretend.
an escalator.
Yep, you gotta pretend to date their mom. But yeah, that was good. He's the number one thing is the students, like, right, and so that was cool and inspiring. Uh, but yeah, 14 out of 10. It was really good. I liked how it ended. It ended very well. Some shows just end abruptly or they end badly, where like it's just a bad ending. It doesn't make any sense. There's no conclusion. But this one concluded very good, and it sets up for another season. But there obviously wasn't any more episodes with it. But if they decide to bring it back, like I don't know, like 25 years later, like do it.
It'd be more likely a reboot, not a sequel.
That's true. They can just start. They can just start.
And it wouldn't be as good because there's so much stuff they got away with 25 years ago that would not fly at all nowadays.
Yep. Especially like in the
All the perviness.
when Anko was taking a shower, like showed her not here. She didn't show any like naked parts, but it was showed her naked, and she's like underage. So, yeah. Um, but it was still good. It was still fun to see all that and stuff.
That is our wrap of Great Teacher Onizuka. If anybody knows a way to watch the live action movie, I'd be up for watching and reviewing that too.
Pirate that shit.
Please comment if you do know a way. Also, please like, subscribe, and comment anything we should watch next. We're gonna do The Boys Season 4, Episode 6, probably Friday.
On Discord,
night.
Though.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's how we normally do it. Yeah, through Discord. We won't be in person.
Yeah.
And then next week we're gonna start reviewing the Dresden Files TV show.
What network is that on? Or
It's on Prime Video.
oh, it is. Okay. Then I can watch it. 'Cause I was probably just
We'll
like,
do episode 1 and 2. We'll do 2 a week. They're
Yep.
45-minute episodes. So. And
That'll work.
then after that, we will do Tokyo Revengers, as we mentioned earlier.
Oh God! Oh, what am I walking into? Watch Skeeter be tortured by DervDerp by watching all these animes. How long will I last?
Please,
Tune in to see how long it takes for me to go crazy and start talking gibberish.
and also, even we're looking at possibly starting to just review like regular movies. Comment
do that.
any movies we should watch.
Yeah, and we'll only take suggestions from you guys. We won't pick. Well, maybe we'll pick some ourselves, but for movies, it'll be suggestions as long as they're not like 4 hours long.
Like,
Come on.
once again, like, subscribe, comment, and also pretty soon I will have the ability to have members, hopefully. So soon, please become a member.
Yeah, if you want. No pressure.
Waiting for the application to go through.
Yep.
Once again, that's DervDerp and Friends Reviews. I'm DervDerp.
I am Ski Nerd.
And this was Great Teacher Onizuka, final 4 episodes.
Definitely watch it if you want to. Definitely watch it. Totally worth it. I had low expectations for it, but turned out to be awesome. Okay, bye. We need an outro. Be like, good, like Markiplier's, goodbye, or he's like, bye bye.